Welcome to the Blue Dot Podcast, a show dedicated to life in Harrison County and beyond.
Hello, Harrison County, and welcome to another episode of the Blue Dot Podcast. This is episode 109.
Yep.
And today we have a very special guest for you guys today. It is Robert O'Neill.
Robert
Good friend
O'Neill.
Robert O'Neill. We're excited to have him.
Local poet.
Yeah, and I know he's very passionate about what he does.
He is so
You'll
passionate,
get to see
so
that.
high energy, and he's been like that as long as I can remember. And been writing and publishing poetry since the 80s,
That's
you know?
wild.
And
Yeah.
he is just amazing. And
Yeah.
whenever we got our idea on what we're going to do this season, he was at the top of my list of people I wanted to have on.
I'm super excited for this conversation.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be good.
Yep. A couple things I wanted to talk about, though, before we get there is skate park. Again, I want to plug the event that's happening, the opening weekend on April 25th. They're having a big event. That's a Saturday. I think the official ribbon cutting's the
It's
day
the day
before.
before, yes.
Yeah, okay. And do you know any more details on that? Or
So I'm probably going to be selling T-shirts.
Yeah.
We're going to be selling a couple different designs for, kind of to support the event. I was thinking that some of the proceeds would go to like buying some helmets for some kids, just giving away some helmets.
That's a good idea.
So we're kind of doing that and have a lot of fun. I don't think the murals will be done then,
No,
but because
probably,
we're working on funding and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a huge party. There's
Yep.
going to be a
Bam
stage.
Margera's going to be there.
Yeah.
DJ, music.
A bunch of other. I keep hearing more and more like professional skaters will be there, but they
Okay.
haven't like made
Gotcha.
any announcements.
Okay.
They're I think they got permission to set up a stage in Rice Island, so there'll
okay.
be like some kind of stage event there. And yeah, it's just going to be a crazy party. I don't know
Fabulous.
if people have been to the skate event where they shut down Elm Street,
Yeah.
and had like a big party there. Like
All
it'll be
I
similar
know
to
is that every time they've had an event like that, they had that one last year, and then a couple years ago they had something else I can't remember. Like crazy turnout.
Yeah,
and
the parade.
yeah,
The-
and
the
people
parade that
from
float, yeah.
like everywhere. Like I don't recognize any of the people
I didn't
there.
know we
like,
had that many skaters.
Exactly.
Actually, now in Bicentennial Park, every night there's a group of kids, and
Yeah.
I don't know if that was influence from them. That eventually kids started picking up skateboarding.
I'm pretty
but
sure they're probably my neighbors. They live across the street right here.
probably.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of kids.
Yeah.
Like,
They're always skating up and down Ridley here. Yeah,
but,
we
I
love
mean,
them.
I'm excited for them to have. I love
Oh,
skaters.
I know.
But I'm terrified that a board's going to slip through my glass door.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm in full support of this, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I still can't get over that it happened and it's actually done. Like I'm amazed and it's amazing.
Well, they were saying they've been going for years. Like
Well, I remember
10
the
or
first-
eight to 10 years.
the first
asking for
meeting-
this.
I went to like the first meeting where they had the company that built it
Oh, yeah,
come
but that
down.
was like when it was like
really far
yeah,
into the
pitching
process.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
that was years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been years
been a
since
while.
that. So
Yeah.
anyway. And then the other thing I had was I am actually teaching a balance workshop at True You Yoga. If anyone out there listening is interested, on Saturday, April 25th. It's the same day, but it's in the morning.
In the morning. Okay. There you go.
From 11
Balance yourself, then go party.
Yep, 11 to 12:30. I think it's like $25 if you're not a member, but we're going to do balance of all kinds. We're going to balance on our
sounds awesome.
hands, our feet.
You're going to do
You know.
like crow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
But we'll see. I always teach to whoever shows up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like whoever shows up, whatever they want to work on, but balancing's my favorite thing to do
Do you
in yoga.
anticipate a big group?
I hope so.
Okay.
I don't think we have one yet.
So this is kind of the first event this that they're having there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, I feel like if we get
Cool.
several people, I'll be happy with that. And, doesn't matter. But yeah, so April's 25th at 11, if you want to practice balancing.
Perfect. I'm down.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Mhm.
I got
well,
my
you've got a
monthly
busy day
membership.
that day, though. I don't know if you'll be able to fit it in.
Hey.
But you're
We'll make
welcome.
it work.
We'd love to have you. But yeah, no, balancing, like, I love to balance on one leg. I love to balance on my hands. I love it. We might work on a headstand we'll see.
Amanda and I always joke that women are better at balancing than men. I'm terrible. I'm not great at
I don't
balancing.
know. As they get older, I don't know if I would agree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I think that older women have a really hard time.
Interesting.
Really hard time with balance. But anyway, we can talk all about that, reasons that might be. But anyway, yeah, so we'll take a quick break, and then we'll get into our discussion with Robert.
Sounds great.
It's going to be a good one.
Hey Blue Dot listener, we love hearing stories about the people, places, and history that make our community so special.
If you enjoy listening to the Blue Dot podcast and want to help us keep sharing this content with the community, we encourage you to make a donation. Every little bit helps.
Visit blue.hc.com/donate to show your support.
We are back, and we want to welcome Robert O'Neill to the show. Hi, Robert.
Hello, folks. I am delighted to be here. I'm shocked, to be honest.
Shocked? Why are you shocked? To be invited?
Yeah, no
Okay.
one's paid attention to me all this time.
Well, hey, you're in the spotlight now.
You are in it. When we set out on this idea, Elmer and I had to feature people that are creative, that are doing things on their own. I immediately thought of you. You were one of our guests at a live Pride show a few years ago, but my audio was screwed up and I couldn't use it, and it was annoying. And you are a poet.
Some would define it as poetry. Others have called it narrative rant.
Okay. I love it.
I'm not kidding.
Good. Okay.
Yes. And so how long have you been writing?
I think since I picked up my first book at 5 years of age, The Wonderful Flight to the Mushroom Planet, and a woman wrote it, wonderful child's book, and just reading. Eventually it evolved to starting writing in high school. We had Rita Ward, our psychology teacher. We all had to keep a journal. I started writing then, was writing before then. And everybody moaned about, and then Rita come through, and here's my book, and just flip pages, and just on and on and on. It's a continual process. Even when I'm just about my business, it's going on. What Harlan Ellison called the process.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, I have notebooks all through the house because when I'm reading, and I come across a great quote, I want to write it down. Mm-hmm. And as far as poetry is concerned, I'm a big fan of Ralph Waldo Emerson. And he said, whosoever is complete master of themselves knocks in vain at poetry's door.
Where did you grow up?
No, I'm an Air Force brat. I was born in Alexandria, Louisiana, only there long enough to have the umbilical cord cut and receive the ubiquitous circumcision. And then it was, so, hey, if you know where my accent's from, let me know.
Right.
Like I said, Air Force, I lived in Illinois, Kentucky, Florida, and when we moved to Arizona, I'm an Irishman, but it's more than desert, and it's just in my blood. I love Arizona.
You do. I love it. But you brought some things to read. Would you like to read something, and then we can discuss a little bit more?
Okay. I will not start out gently.
Okay.
I told you I wouldn't do anything real aggressive.
We're okay with it. I mean,
Hey, there's no rules here. We don't have to. We don't have a board to appease here.
No, we are totally our own boss, and we make the decisions.
Okay.
So.
Let's see if I can calm down enough. I read this one at the writers group.
Oh, down at the Harrison County Arts?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll preface this. The Cosmic Clown is my alternate persona.
Oh, okay.
Now, the clown is revered among Native American tribes. If you've seen, I've even had a Kachina doll, the clown. So, and precariat post-mortem refers to what's happening to the working class in this country. Shall I begin?
Yes, begin.
Hear ye, hear ye. Turn your pockets out before they're picked. Grub, hustle, gig yourself. Take what's given. Admire Ayn Rand's brooch, a shiny fat dollar sign. The only thing running through my head is Uncle Tupelo's brutal lyric. People chasing money and the sound of money getting away. Yes, I'm reduced to knee bones. Yes, more would be lovely, and if it doesn't buy you happiness, at least you could truly indulge the dissipation or hypocrisy of your choice. My 401k is MIA. I'm leprous with envy when musical icons gift themselves a lost year, nor may I stop a reflexive scoff at the billionaire's stated intent of divesting themselves of their wealth, oblivious to the obvious, slapping them in the face while the rest of us lose our noses to the grindstone, are saddled with complexes, medical, military, extractive. My inner atheist knows this much. Jesus didn't come in on a rising tide. He walked the expanse of a food desert, taught me how to safely hug a saguaro, to make the best of stale saltines washed down with a cheap screw-top wine, gold diggers and the jet set alike be damned. Maybe I'm faring better than a Roman senator. There are at least 4 commandments I obey, and I also stand the Sermon on the Mount, if not a socialist screed, certainly isn't a glowing endorsement of capitalism. My inner scientist attitude will improve when CRISPR begins to snip the genes for greed, the lust for power from the human double helix. And however my inner astrophysicist tends pantheistic, the more we learn about dark matter and dark energy, this is an aside, don't know about you, but I have no desire to poke or petition any intelligence behind those forces. He must castigate himself because he's failed to write the equation that will restrain the dark money blithely blowing the airlocks on our lives, and we are the precariat sucking vacuum, sacrificed to enlightened self-interest. Throw stones.
I just love that. I absolutely love the my inner atheist knows this much. That stands up. I mean, I loved it.
Well,
I just loved it.
Maybe your listeners, I don't want to bring your reputations down.
There is no, we do what we want. That's what we do.
I told you, and I wasn't being specious. I'm a secular humanist who's entertained a long flirtation with pantheism. There may be something bigger out there, but I don't dare give it a face. I don't put words in its mouth. I don't color in the lines where skin color is concerned. Go. You know, there's a lot. I cherry pick religions. I've delved into theology for a long time. You take the best, live as moral and upright a life as you can without. Stephen Baxter once said, well, if you want to sacrifice complete control of your life, half your intellect, 10% of your income, so you aren't afraid of death, religion has something going for it. And that was right before he was executed by the zealots.
Yeah. Well, and before you got here, Elmer, I was talking to Robert, and you know, this is something I think is interesting to talk about in relation to the community, and what we talk about a lot on the podcast is our community right now is incredibly overt in its Christianity, evangelical Christianity. I mean, we have multiple businesses downtown that are out there with it. I mean,
it almost seems like it's blowing up right now.
It's
like
blowing
something
up.
about it that's just like everybody needs it as a part of their brand to be successful in a business.
And I've never seen anything like it. I
blows
mean,
my mind.
and to me, it's really strange that it doesn't even seem to enter their mind that they could be alienating people by saying those things, like people like us. Like, I mean, or speak for myself, but I mean, I personally feel alienated when a business does that.
I'm used to it. When do we have to start showing a driver's license to get in to buy it, give you some of our money?
Yeah.
I mean, if that is more important to you than maintaining your business, sayonara.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I feel like there's, you know, a lot. I'm not going to name any businesses, but there's several right now that I can think of. And the way they treat their customers with like the whole God bless this and then blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm not saying that I'm anti-God,
right?
But it's like, to me, that's just personal.
I think the difference is I'm not against anyone being religious of any
Right.
type. It's the proselytizing at your business that's supposed to be for everyone.
Well,
That
it's
is
the constant shoving
Yeah.
it down
Yeah.
your throat. I don't care what you do, what you believe. That's great. Whatever gets you
Yeah.
through the day. Don't try to.
And I would
No.
parse, there is a difference between religiosity and simpering piety and being spiritual human beings.
Exactly.
I can choose.
I'd say I'm like in the spiritual. Like I believe
Yeah.
there's something out there.
Elmer, I told you about that with pantheism and panentheism. I can chew a gummy, and then I'll go out on the deck late at night. How many people look up? I know my constellations and planets. I feed birds. I hear the crickets, and it just eventually you feel the age of this planet. And it's not a dead rock floating in space. This is a living entity. And we're all part of it. Why not make it better for everyone without subscribing to a particular politics or religion? I'm sorry.
No, I mean, preaching to the
Grayling,
choir.
I'm
That's a big part of the world.
proselytizing.
I mean, we live in this capitalistic society, and it's very like everything about it is very tunnel vision, very
Correct.
closed off, and this is why probably it's illegal because it opens your awareness to bigger things and bigger existence than
Have-
just yourself.
Have you
Right,
listened to
right.
Michael Pollan lately? He's been.
I love Michael Pollan.
I haven't read his new book. Have you?
On how to change your mind.
Yeah, I
Hey, been there
Yeah.
for years
Yeah,
now,
he's got a
so.
new book about consciousness, and then his last book was about psychedelics.
Yeah, psilocybin in particular.
Yeah. And so I've had that on my list to read.
I'm gonna have to, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
may I recommend one to you?
Yeah.
It's called Merlin Sheldrake. Wrote the book. It's entitled Entangled Life.
Okay.
About the mycorrhizal network, how trees communicate.
Oh,
the
yeah.
fungi produced from the roots, hence the psychedelic psilocybin, perhaps among others.
I think a big part we've been detached from that connection, and I think that's why we suffer from anxiety and stress all the time
Well-
because we've pushed.
How long does it take you to write a poem like this?
Graylin, when I start the process, I'm usually a few beers.
Right.
You know, just to loosen up. And I start with an idea, but I don't control it. It pulls me. I follow that muse, whether it's into a brick wall, over a cliff, to the hangman's noose. And once I'm done and I sit back and where'd that come from? And then, of course, you edit. You want it readable. You want it comprehensible. Of course, I expect my readers to know a certain amount of history and science
Right.
and get get outside of that rut, which is a grave with open ends.
Right. And
Peek
so
over the top once in a while.
this was published in multiple
Oh, yeah.
journals. And so do you submit things regularly, or how often do you do
Well,
that process? Because I know it can be.
Graylin, when I first
Tedious.
started out, Trish bought me a 1986 Poets Market. Now, once you're starting, you just throw a bunch out there.
Yeah.
Scatter shot, and then if it gets published, then you calm down and you realize quantity, not quality. So these editors have supported me and published my work for 20 years.
Wow. That's
Why? I'm always stunned. I send it to them, they're going to get it regardless, but they say, Robert, we want to publish it. And I never cease to be amazed that someone would give me the frickin' time of day.
Hey, I mean, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
your energy and your passion. I mean, it's like
Because I'm among like minds. You get starved
Yeah.
for that, Elmer.
that.
You
That is
know?
one thing I've always wanted. Like, I try to gravitate, try to search my people.
And that's why we started the podcast, because
Yeah.
I've listened to podcasts I have for as long as they've been around. And I thought, what would I want to listen to here?
Right.
You know, and then
Correct.
we created that for people.
Not
yeah.
to disparage.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like people. I
Yeah,
can go
yeah.
play.
I can't go
This is
there.
not
I
about
can't go there,
individualism.
Robert.
I'm
I
getting
can't
there.
go there, Robert.
Well, I'm getting there. Hey, Graylin, this is why I'm going to pull a Henry David Thoreau and become more reclusive.
That's where
I
Is-
can't
do you
handle
feel
it.
like the more reclusive you are, the more connected you feel?
to nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my backyard, my garden.
In your family, maybe?
I come from a line of evangelical, hardcore sackcloth and ashes
Okay,
ministers.
never mind.
My grandfather, my father, and my younger brother, and it's my way, Jesus' way or the highway.
Okay, gotcha.
And my attitude is, well, I'll see you in hell.
Yeah. Okay.
No way.
Yeah,
You presume to know a mind of an entity
yeah.
beyond our bowels.
Yeah. Oh, I pretty much had a similar upbringing. I had to ask every morning for a blessing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? See, I didn't
For
know
all
that.
my elders. So I saw my grandmother's. If you didn't sleep, the rule is if you didn't sleep in the same bedroom, then when you wake up, you ask a blessing to your elders. And then when the little kids start asking me, I'm like, give me shit about this.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It's like, whatever.
I was in a course. I've tried to go back. Okay, maybe there's something to it. And I was just going through the motions. My first wife and I were baptized in Blue River. And as soon as I came up out of that water, I knew I had made a mistake. And I wrote a poem that's been published called The Cosmic Clown Born Against. Instead of Born Again.
I love that.
I'll have to send you a
Yes,
copy.
I want to read that one.
Well, going back to your creative process, so you said that you're a couple drinks in before you start writing. What is, do you keep notes throughout the day and you're writing stuff and then you sit down and really think about it? Or are you just sit down and just spill it out?
I keep old things I didn't like, and then I come back to them. And there are always things, arguments, counter-arguments, quotes, things I'll write down. And then where it's applied to environment, humans, politics, and then boom, an idea is there. It's becoming more difficult. I made a mistake, Elmer. I went back, Graylin, and reviewed. I put all my published work. Of course, I edited it. And it got to a point, man, this is freaking redundant.
Oh.
Human nature. I've already written about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's becoming more of a Sisyphean task.
Gotcha.
And maybe PLLC and LLC have become what I call my Cro-Magnum opus.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope, folks, I'm putting one foot in front of the other. I'm hanging on by my fingertips, and one hand's already slipped.
Well, do you still get something out of writing it, though, even though it's redundant? And if you do, then I think it's probably fine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, may I quote, when I got into, most people know haiku, correct?
Correct.
I've read Choka Sudoku, not to be Sudoku, not the game, a Buddhist nun named Rengetsu. I bought a collection of her tanka, 57577. And one night I was at the garage, the crickets were coming in. I'd had a bed of mental enhancement, and it popped right in. Wow. Under my window, the last crickets of summer debating their fate. Epiphanies rise to God's little known and unlikely.
I love this so much.
And American Tonka, they picked it up in New York, published it, and it was boom, it was just right there. It fell into my lap.
I love that. And so, do you do this at night?
Oh, yeah.
Only nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, some mornings, but I'm sorry. Writing is not a spectator sport. I want to hear what I want to hear. I don't want clattering and yapping and knocking on the door and Robert, the toilet's clogged and, it is
You
solid.
need focus time. Yeah.
Yes.
I have a similar issue with that where the focus time is either I stay up late working or I wake up early and just do some work.
Yeah.
That's like and it's creative work too. I have to come up with some ideas for a graphic or something like that. And it's
True.
So finding that quiet moment to really get in there.
I've always been that three things in life you cannot overvalue: imagination, curiosity, and a sense of wonder, and the intellect. I will ad addendum to oversee it. Would you like to hear one more?
Yes, we would like to hear one more.
I will preface this proto-horseman. This is another of those ideas, Elmer. And I thought the four horsemen of the apocalypse, they have a scalp. And I wrote a series, Code Green, Code Blue, Code Purple, Code Yellow in several segments on the pandemic, which have been published. The pink on misogyny and black against academia. Nobody will touch them.
Oh.
But this is entitled Proto-Horseman Code Green. It's kind of stream of consciousness, and then it gets more collected. Sour apple chewing gum. Mold growing northwise on vinyl siding. Spanish moss and spinach smoothies. Chlorophyll and excremental oxygen. This little skeleton is green, an Irishman turned inside out, who didn't care if it was clover or shamrock, sweetly smoking in his pipe. He never failed to taste bilateral symmetry and a trinity, degrees of sunshine, rainfall, and bee buzz. This little green skeleton is an emerald adorning Yeats' lapel. Wherever green is worn, there a terrible beauty is born. Verdigris splotching an abandoned copper still riddled with Tom Tinker's bullet holes. Or Alan Moore's brilliant reinterpretation of Swamp Thing as a plant elemental, diving into the green, traveling the wood wide web at the speed of thought, a cellulose emissary arriving at the parliament of trees. Flesh thinks, wood knows, the boughs that cradled the mortal gasps of Christ and Odin. To warn these hoary elders, their simian wards have climbed down. A Malthusian nightmare come true, a tribe approaching 9 billion strong and drunk on GMO whiskey. What happens after they've girdled the trunks and gouged the easiest color on the eyes? After they've stolen the reindeer's lichen? After they've slashed and burned all the rainforest? When every tree stump is a tombstone for Greta? When Sasquatch is caught and summarily executed because I begged him to give me my little green skeleton a piggyback ride into the last unspoiled timberline, where 18 billion carbon footprints mindlessly kicked my little green skeleton to pieces.
I just love it.
Wow.
I told you, rant,
I
dear,
love it.
rant. Graylin, I am just delighted that I had no idea. I had no idea.
Really? Oh.
I'm used to toiling in obscurity.
Yeah.
It's a thankless task.
Well, I just think this is great. I just love it. I really do.
You did understand the reference to Greta?
Yes,
Yes, absolutely.
Thunberg, yes.
Well,
Yes.
Alan Moore I love because I've never been into the superhero comics. I started back in the 80s with the underground revival from the Freak Brothers onward. But Alan Moore, this British writer, he took Swamp Thing and he turned it into a plant elemental battling on behalf of the environment. This is the same man who wrote V for Vendetta, one of my all-time favorite movies, and The Watchmen.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm reading his fantasy called Jerusalem, and it's that thick.
Oh, wow.
It's a bit self-indulgent, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's his wordplay,
Yeah.
everything, it's amazing.
Well, Watchmen is great.
Yeah.
I mean, really
Have
great.
you ever seen V for Vendetta?
I have, yeah.
Oh, that's one. I own it.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
Trish, I convinced her to sit through it one
Did she
night.
like it?
Well, she didn't hate it. There's a difference there, I guess.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for sharing them. Really.
Oh, before, do you want something I've recently discovered?
Yeah.
Every punk band from the Clash, the Minutemen, the Casualties, Anti-Flag, I discovered before a video, sold it to me. But now I go back to YouTube and I'm amazed to see them perform it. But there is something that blew my mind. It is of all things, a hip-hop trio from Western Belfast, Ireland. They're called Kneecap.
Okay.
Think about how controversial, and they peg it. They
Spelled kneecap?
Kneecap.
Okay.
You know that's how the IRA punished people collaborating with the British. Unless you were informant, you're going to be dead in the ditch with informant on a sign around your neck. But they are just, I love it. They have this vehicle, what they transport their gigs material with, and it says, more blacks, more dogs, more Irish. Mokara, who's lead vocalist with the group, and they're Finian, if you see anything, and some of it's disturbing.
Okay.
But they did this song, and they rap in Gaelic, a patois of Gaelic and English. I wish I could speak Gaelic. But I'm going to get one of those tricolored balaclavas and wear it in the winter and wonder how many times I'll get pulled over for it.
Seriously.
But the Finian is to bring that back where it belongs with Finn McCool and the legendary Defenders of Ireland, because the British used it as a derogatory term. Same thing, they called the Scots rednecks. That's where that term comes from.
I see it right here, and I'll put that in our show notes.
Be careful.
Oh, I'll listen to anything.
And Liar's Tale is one of the most horrific things. And I love all their work. And I just recently discovered.
Fabulous.
I feel like we got an encyclopedia of sources
this
today on
this
just
is
one
fantastic.
episode.
And you are a part of the spoken word. No, is that
Writers Group?
Writers Group. Okay, thank
you to Judy Cato.
Yes, Judy Cato.
This is Harrison County Arts.
At Harrison County Arts.
Gotcha.
And do you know when the next show or sharing of work is going to be? No.
Because I've been at 6 readings now, every one they've had, and they still put up with me.
Yeah, but I'll see if I can find out when the next one's going to be, and we'll include that in the show notes. But we just can't thank you enough for coming on.
Well, I feel like I can do this for all day.
I know.
We can't,
I'm delighted. Hey, we haven't gotten into Native American punk rock. I just discovered a band called Dead Pioneers, and it's Greg Deal. He is a Lake Pyramid Paiute. And that song, Bad Indian, I sent it to Leah. I don't know what she thought. And they're fantasy cowboys, etc. It's good stuff.
Well,
It speaks to me.
Say it one more time. The name of the group?
Dead Pioneers.
Okay, I'll put that in my notes as well.
And if you see the video, catch the black and white.
Okay.
Oh, it's disparaging.
Do you have a website or anything like that? Where people can.
I'm not on Farcebook.
Okay.
Facebook.
Me neither.
I'm just tired of.
I'm unfortunately because I have to.
Well, my wife understands keeping up with family and stuff.
Yeah, she does it for you. She does the dirty work for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Well,
thank you.
Again, folks, I am shocked that you invited me, and it's been a pleasher, and I'm glad you listened to the
Anytime.
Yeah, I'm glad
Anytime.
to meet you, and this is amazing.
poetry. Maybe I'll find that second wind.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
As always, thank you so much for listening. If you want to get in touch with us, the best way to do that is via email. We love to hear from you. Please send your thoughts, ideas, questions, or concerns to blue.harrisoncounty@gmail.com. That's all one word, blue.harrisoncounty@gmail.com. Thank you.